Order! Order! Thank you for being here in the Parliament of Crown of Lord here today in Georgington. We are here to discuss about the potentials on plans of Scott Drake building businesses across the whole nation and jobs hopefully by 2023 due to the jobs were all shut down due to the impact and effects Trump's dictations on plan to go to war with Russia. And what can we build better as a trade deal, not just as a nation itself, but also relationships with businesses outside the RSV. So, Mr. President, speak right now on this Parliament and discuss your ways you said to me privately. Thank you, Your Honour. I want to discuss to the members here in this Parliament here today what the plans of me running this nation in terms of jobs, businesses and growth and economic growth in this nation. We had a big tough year last year in 2020 with the Trump war issues. But since that's all behind us now, we want to discuss about the future, about jobs recreating in this world. We have got loads and loads and loads of jobs across the nation. But what can we do better after what happened last year? What can we do better to even make it more jobs for the unemployed people? There's 2,000 and 24,000 million people in this nation are unemployed. We need to build on our youngsters, build on the apprenticeships, build on a lot of the youngsters coming through to the industries or what they choose, what careers they go into. And we want to discuss about what can we do to the people's jobs who lost throughout maybe the last 5 years, let's say. Because it's tough in the real life world to get jobs. But I want to create and fund as a government to actually create more jobs available for all the Republican people to work for and earn money and get things for the economy and get the economy running. And my job is important than what Trump did last year on ordering people to fight against Russia's territory. And I find that unacceptable, as we discussed this quite a few times last month and also the month before that. But we need to create our economic back, create our relationship with other nations, create jobs abroad for the other nations to have a relationship and a trade deal as well with us. This, what I mentioned right there, will improve our economy if we have trade deals away from the RSV and also deals in the RSV on job impact and the capacity, hopefully by the end of 2023, hopefully. So that's my plan. Thank you for your input, Mr. President. Let me go to the leader of the policy party, Drew Gulak. Thank you, Your Honour. I want to discuss with Mr. President Scott Drake on the potentials of jobs going forward. What can it be, the policy on awarding the youngsters to get the jobs? Because there's a lot of youngsters haven't got a clue about so-and-so reasons and so-and-so of that in a job, and they need to be still in education. I believe that apprenticeships are not worthy for younger people. I feel that they should stay in education, stay there until they get the qualification and get that job what they wanted to do. Because I believe that we should scrap apprenticeships and go into the qualification scheme. So tell me, Mr. President, why are you having it as apprenticeships and a job afterwards? What's that all about? Mr. Gulak, we are not going to be scrapping apprenticeships across the whole nation in your policy law, man. We are giving the younger people the tools to learn, get them paid, and make them and pretend they're in a work environment. Without apprenticeships, there's going to be a lot of younger people will be less activated and less demotivated to go to work. So I believe, Mr. Gulak, that apprenticeships will still be part of our plan and will be funded with a lot of our government money to fund that as a potential. Because people need to know what they're doing and people want to earn money. And I feel that if we want to boost our economy and get our nation rising up with a lot of money, we need the youngsters to pay out for our economy. So I think the best thing is to open apprenticeships, create more opportunities for the youngsters, because we need them, because they're going to be the future of this nation. And you, my friend, have actually unacceptable right there from you, Mr. Gulak, and I'm very appalled by it. That's all I've got to say about that one. Thank you very there, Mr. President. Let's go to your next question. In the leader of the Stop Trump campaign, Joe Biden. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. President, I want to discuss to you about the future of our nation. I agree with you. We need to keep the youngsters and bring them as our future in life. But apprenticeships are fantastic. I know what Drew Gulak's on about. But I want to ask you this question. Why are you planning to create more jobs by 2023? But what about we do it right now in 2021? Because I believe that if we do it right now, then there's actually time for more people to be involved, more people will have the jobs, and more people will be less unemployed if we start right now. So tell me, Mr. President, why wait until the end of 2023? I want to know about that right there, Mr. Drake. Thank you for your question, the opposite party of the Stop Trump campaign, Mr. Biden. I think you're right. We probably need to start getting jobs created right now. But it isn't easy to start the process right now, Mr. Biden. We have a 2-year plan of Mr. Biden. We have a 2-year plan of making jobs and make new jobs for people and for their livelihoods in 2 more years' time. Since we had a very, 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 very dictatorial year last year when Mr. Trump took over was our president that time, and actually telling us to go to war and people, losing their minds, not doing whatnot, and even, have to lose their jobs because of so and so reason of the Trump's orders and etc. I think it's the right thing is we have a 2-year process. We need to start all over again as a nation. This will take time, Mr. Biden. It won't take overnight. So I think that it's a good idea you mentioned. I know where you're coming from, Mr. Biden. We need to start doing it now. But by 2 years from now, we have a clear plan on the economy and our jobs going forward. And I think that's going to be something for us to go for. So thank you very much for your question. And yes, I will be thinking about how we can speed up the jobs, unemployment in this nation, perhaps, maybe. But I think the best idea at the moment is to actually have a process, because it wasn't long ago when Trump was in charge. So we have to take a process. It's been a process of me being the president of this nation. I've only been president for a month, so we'll have to wait for a 2-year plan is the appropriate way to go forward. Thank you, Mr. President. We're going to dismiss this parliament debate right here about employment and jobs going forward until 2023 to discuss here in Parliament right here today. You all can be dismissed, and that's going to be that here today here at the Red House. Thank you, and more debates and discuss with the process will continue even more next week and the week after. Thank you for listening, and that's all. You all be dismissed.